Hi, my name is Brianna Hoffines, and I am doing my presentation on Isamu Noguchi. A little bit of introductions to who he is. He was born in America. He is half American and half Japanese, so he has a little bit of Japanese culture in what he does. He lived in Japan in his early life and later came to New York to study art. Um, some inspiration of what he does as a sculptor is he's influenced by Japanese culture, which is really big because after World War II, the art industry was influenced by the change in art culture. And this is why we now see today a more simplicity style of art. And back then, he had this idea of being childlike, having a childlike mindset. So he works in simplicity, surrealism, abstract, and just he at the time when he was creating all this art was modernizing it. He was kind of paving the path to what we see as modern art today. A little quote by him is, "Should anyone ask what is characteristic of my development now, I think it is my rediscovery of this intimate nature which I had almost forgotten since childhood. It is anybody's childhood, I suppose, to know nature this way, yet to know nature again as an adult, to exhaust one's hands in the earth." I really like this quote because it really shows how he uses that childlike mindset to inspire what he does. He taps into what we see as children and how we perceive the world, which is pretty awesome. One of his big projects of art was the UNESCO garden. It's in Paris. It was the first sculpture artist, or Noguchi was the first sculpture artist to design a garden. It was viewed as a progression into a new era of Japanese artists being able to do more modern art, incorporating their Japanese traditions into gardens. And it was a way of also just sharing their culture. Noguchi designed this garden to be viewed for the public as a puzzle, meaning the more you explore, the more you find. And this could be, I really like this actually because I see it as a sign of peace. With the analogy of it being like a puzzle to be used by the public, it can be seen to find inner peace and discover their self through thoughtful thinking. It was built that way to allow these self thoughts and self discovery, and just really involves the mind and seeing who you are as a person. The Cry. This was probably Noguchi's most emotional art piece. It's a sculpture. It's a weird looking one for sure because you at first you think of it as abstract and you don't really see what it could be as an object we see every day. So for this one though, it represents how fragile humans are and how heavy human emotions can be. There are hidden meanings behind the structure and the design. The inside of the design, like the original piece, was made of basil wood, representing a crying child. As the outside is made of bronze metal, it represents a crying adult, and it kind of just has that connection to how as a child we are a little more softer, but then as we grow into an adult, we have this more hard outer core, and we don't really show that side of human emotions as much. I really like this one. It's very simple, and yeah. The Red Cube. This artwork is in New York, I believe. Um, it just shows how Noguchi's artwork was bold and subtle. It kind of shows the creation of the 21st century art standard, how it was very modern back in a time period of what wasn't modern. So it could be seen as something out of place or doesn't really make sense, but now as like it's really influenced for what art can be. Um, in this quote in the article done by Public Delivery, it says the works of Isamu Noguchi are evidently aimed at enhancing harmony in human coexistence. Obviously, this red cube with the circle in the middle, with the tunnel, is viewed as modern art and really a unique piece for itself in the time it was created. I find his Noguchi's simplistic work is a way to calm and relax the mind just by looking at it. His overall work defines the modern world's art today, making his work relevant to study. And it really questions how he had this mind to create something that was modern in another time. And these are my sources.